What's up, everyone? I hope you're all enjoying the holiday. And actually, in honor of the holiday spirit, I wanted to take the opportunity to review one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time, which is Gremlins from 1984, directed by Joe Dante and written by Chris Columbus, who obviously is famous for directing the first two Home Alone movies, two of my other favorite Christmas movies. And Chris Columbus just has a real knack for telling Christmas stories and holiday stories, and also weaving into his Christmas movies a darker undercurrent and tone, even with Home Alone. And Gremlins is no different, obviously, leaning hard into the horror comedy, but also, I think, very much preserving the holiday spirit. Most of you are probably familiar with the plot and premise of Gremlins, but for the sake of those of you who may not know or be familiar with it, I'll just give a brief overview. The story begins with a gadget salesman, Randall Peltzer, on the hunt for the perfect gift for his son. His search takes him to a mysterious shop in Chinatown where he encounters the Mogwai Gizmo. The shopkeeper warns him never expose Gizmo to bright light, water, or feed him after midnight. It's no spoiler to say that all those rules are broken in the movie. On Christmas Eve, the town is turned upside down by the Gremlins, these mischievous little monsters. By this point, we've seen many horror films tap into the darker side of Christmas and use Christmas as a setting, most recently in Terrifier 3. And I think just generally, Christmas has always had a little bit of a dark side to it. I think of the Germanic folk monster, Christmas monster Krampus, this half goat, half demon who punishes naughty children. And so the movie Gremlins likewise really taps into this darker undercurrent and uses its Christmas setting to really lean into its satirical edge and elements. The special effects are super cheesy, but I think they still hold up pretty well, and they work perfectly with the satirical horror comedy tone of this movie. The look of the Gremlins are great. I've always loved their slimy, disgusting appearance and the sense of the tactile that an actual puppet brings to the table. As far as the Gremlins go as characters, I've often seen them as grotesque mirrors of us. In the movie, you often see them parodying all kinds of human behavior and social situations, from indulging in consumer excesses such as feeding, drinking, gambling, which is epitomized in the iconic moment towards the end of the movie when they sing along to Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in a movie theater. And so I've always seen the Gremlins as these grotesque embodiments of us, continually mocking and lampooning the excesses of our consumer culture. This satirical, mocking tone also extends to the Gremlins' playfulness around identity. The Gremlins adopt and take on a variety of different identities and genders in the movie, such as the Flasher Gremlin, and then you even have a Flapper Gremlin, this Gremlin dressed as a 1930s flapper with lipstick and a wig. Their personas are just exaggerated caricatures. Strip away the costumes, and they're all pretty much the same. Anarchic little green monsters with a penchant for destruction. Just a word of warning, if you haven't seen Gremlins, I am going to touch on spoilers a little bit here and share with you my favorite moment and scene from the movie. Alright, there's your warning. So, the scene in question involves the police officer characters who are hilariously incompetent. In one scene, the Gremlins tamper with their police car, which causes it to flip over, catch fire, and explode. And during the explosion, one of the Gremlins' faces is just lit up by the explosion, and this Gremlin is just laughing maniacally, and for me just is the most iconic Gremlin moment in the film, just epitomizing their anarchic sensibility and playfulness. But Gremlins isn't all mayhem and satire. It does strike a nice balance with the holiday spirit, which is wonderfully embodied and expressed in the adorable character of Gizmo. He's super cute, obviously. I love this character, and I think he's really what gives this movie a heart and really brings that sense of holiday wonder and cheerfulness to the movie, which it wouldn't otherwise have. This wonderful blending of horror comedy and holiday magic is really what makes Gremlins for me so special and unique. It's just not this satire and parody of consumerism or human behavior. I think it really, in earnest, also wants to capture a little bit of the charm and wonder of the season. That's why it's always remained for me, very unique and a standout, and one of the first, I think, to really nail that nice balance of horror and comedy. So I've always loved it for those reasons. If you really dig the satire in the first Gremlins, check out the sequel, Gremlins 2, The New Batch, if you haven't seen it. It cranks the satire and comedy up to an 11 with the corporate satire and the fourth wall breaking comedy, and I just love that one very much too. So whether you're looking for laughs, frights, or holiday cheer, Gremlins really has it all and balances all those different elements very nicely. Still one of my favorite Christmas movies, and I think it also smartly reminds us to follow the rules, whether it's feeding creatures after midnight or maybe asking us to rethink that last minute shopping spree. All right, so joking aside, hope you all have a good holiday and enjoyed this review. Be well. This has been a great year. I've really enjoyed sharing all these reviews and content for you all. Look forward to more reviews in the new year coming to you soon. Be well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon here.